Welcome, trendsetters. We are Alicia and Nicole from Positive Image. As salon owners, hairstylists, and business coaches, we're here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the beauty industry and discover the secrets to creating a thriving salon business. So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up in your salon chair, and let's dive into the world of hair, style, and entrepreneurship together.
Hey beauties, welcome to the Positive Image podcast. Today we're doing Make It Official, Registering Your Salon Business. I'm Alicia.
And I am Nicole. And today we are diving into something every new salon owner has to do, even if it is not the most exciting step.
It's time to make your business official. No shampoo bowls, no hiring, no fun salon layouts until this part is handled. We're talking business registration, choosing the right legal structure, and tax numbers. Boring.
Very boring, but it is the foundation. And without it, you cannot open a business bank account. You cannot sign a lease or hire staff. And it can cause some serious issues if you skip this step. So super, super important.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's start with structure. Your business structure, your business type, the model, however you want to call it. Before you register anything, you need to know what kind of business you're running. So that could be a sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation.
Now, most stylists go with the sole proprietorship when they're first starting out. It is the simplest option and it is the easiest to set up.
Yeah, it basically means you are the business. It's fast and cheap to register, cheap and cheerful, but you're also personally liable for anything that happens in the business.
Which is totally fine when you're small, but if you plan to expand or take on risk, you might want to look into incorporating.
And incorporating has tax advantages too, especially as the overall business or your income raises. But there's more paperwork, and you're going to need an accountant to be involved at this point. Personally, I started out as a sole proprietorship and then transitioned to a corporation. Fun fact to know is your sole prop ends and your corporation begins a new company. It doesn't transfer over.
Right. So if you're a sole proprietor and you started like I did in 2008 and then went into corporation in 2013, your business is not registered or not really recognized as a business until 2013. So that I found very, very interesting. And that's exactly what I did. I loved the ease of a sole proprietorship when I first started out, but the corporation actually has come with some huge advantages. Like when I bought my first car, buying a house, that it is a proper business with proper financial statements rather than just a sole proprietorship. So I find other businesses take you more seriously if you are a incorporation rather than a sole proprietorship.
100%. Awesome. So registering the business and name. So Nicole, let's say I've decided to go the sole proprietor route because I just want cheap and cheerful right now. What are my next steps?
Well, your first step is registering your business and the name. And unless you're using your exact name, full name, like Alicia Lumsden Hair, you have to register your salon name with NUANS.
You'll want to do a NUANS name search first. Make sure no one else is using it. I always say check Instagram and domain names too while you're at it, because someone might have already gotten that name. And if that's the name you're looking for, you also want that consistency across the board of your name. So it also gets you thinking about different variations that may or may not work. It's kind of like when you're naming a kid and you start thinking about the nicknames and you're like, I don't want anyone calling my kid that. So they're not getting that proper name because I don't want that nickname. So you can also do an Ontario business registry search through ontario.ca.
Yeah, definitely. And you want to lock in that branding early. So once you've confirmed the name is available, Then you want to head to ontario.ca and register your business. It takes about 15 minutes and it costs about $60 to $80 to do this.
And don't forget, it only lasts for 5 years. So set a reminder to renew it because I'm pretty sure I got to do that too.
And the 5 years does go very, very quickly.
Awesome. So now we're going to register our salon with our master business license versus incorporation. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, so we're going to register the salon. So we're going to do a quick comparison to master business license is what you need when you are a sole proprietor or a partnership versus your article of incorporation. So there's kind of two avenues. Once you've decided what your structure is going to be, there's two avenues that you have to go down, one being for sole proprietor partnership and the other one being for incorporation.
Let's get into one of the most important steps in making your salon legit, actually registering your business. You've got two options in Ontario. It's getting a master business license for a sole proprietorship or incorporating, which means you'll have to get articles of incorporation and go through the process of making it legit that way.
Exactly. And this is where so many salon owners get stuck, especially when you're not sure which one is right for you. So let's break it down here. So, option one, let's go with your master business license.
If you're starting as a sole proprietor or a general partnership, this is your go-to. What it is, a government issued document that proves your business name is registered, valid for 5 years and renewable, used when you're operating under a name that's not your legal name. What you need to apply is a business name search to make sure no one else is using it, your name, address, and business details. This can be done online through ontario.ca for around $60.
And once you've got it, you can open a business bank account, register for HST if it's needed, and start setting up your salon properly. So the other option is the article of incorporation. Now, if you're thinking big picture and you want extra legal protection, you might want to consider incorporating. So, what does this mean? It means that you can create a separate legal entity from yourself. It gives you limited liability protection for your personal assets are separate from your business liabilities. You will be an employee of your corporation and you pay yourself a salary or dividends. So you get a T4 or you can take dividends and talk to your accountant just to understand the difference between the two. You'll be an employee of your corporation and pay yourself a salary or dividends. Talk to your accountant to really understand what that means and what is the best for your business and your business model. So the things that you will need to incorporate in Ontario. So you need to choose a business name and do a NUANS name search. You need to complete and file articles of incorporation, and that can be done online or with a lawyer and accountant. You need to register with the CRA for the business number, HST, and payroll. And the cost of this is about $200 to $500 plus, depending on the do-it-yourself versus legal help. And you don't actually have to choose a business name. If you want to skip the choose your business name in the name search, you can go as a numbered company, and then you would have to register an operating as name. So my business is a numbered company, but I'm operating as Manzor Hair Studio.
At the end of the day, incorporation is great if you're planning to grow big, hire staff, or want to protect your personal assets. But if you're solo or just starting or don't have any assets, a master business license is usually enough. I also want to keep in mind for everyone that when you incorporate and you do put yourself on your T4, you're still not paying into EI. At no point are you paying into EI in this method. You can opt to go into an agreement to pay into EI, but that is a separate process. If that is something that matters to you or you want to think about or just have that extra safety net, that has to be a separate thing. It's not going to come out of your T4 if you are a corporation and paying yourself through your business as a salary.
Perfect. And whichever path you choose, just make it official. You can't sign leases, open accounts, or operate legally until your business is registered.
And don't be afraid to get advice from a small business center, whether it's a legal clinic or an accountant. That little support early on goes a long way. And honestly, I would probably even say like your bank has information, calling the CRA and just asking them for information. You don't have to have these numbers yet to ask people questions. And there's usually so many people that are happy to just have a quick 30-minute chat and answer some questions and give you some guidance. Also, us.
Yes, definitely us. Okay, so we have your business name registered, you have your business registered. Your next move is getting your business number from the CRA.
It's like a SIN number for your salon. You'll need it to open a business bank account, register for HST, and do payroll down the road.
So you can register online at canada.ca and they'll give you your business number right away. I know when I first opened up my business with the CRA as a sole proprietor, I got the numbers mixed up because I'm dyslexic, and I realized how important that number is. Because if you have the incorrect number and they try and open your bank account, it doesn't like that. So make sure your number is correct. But it's one of those small little wins that you're like, you're officially a business once the CRA knows about you, and scary too, because now you're on the CRA's radar.
Right? Ugh. The CRA does seem so scary.
But they're not.
They're not, though. They're
They're not.
not. I always found when I called them, especially early on, they were really helpful. I always had really good experiences. But that also brings us to HST, where they may be a bit more scary. uh, Everyone hears about it, but most new owners aren't sure when they're supposed to register for it, what it is, what it does, what they're supposed to do about it. So this is the tax we collect from clients, and it is owed back to the government. It is not ours. So what you do owe to the government is the HST that we collect minus the HST we pay. So the tax we charge on services and products, that's the tax we collected, minus the tax we pay on things we need to run our business. So your product orders, your supplies, any new equipment you buy, even if you pay your hydro bill, there's still tax there. It's not a lot, but there's still tax. And so we still want to put that against the tax that we've collected. And then what's left over is what we have to pay them at the end of the day.
Exactly. So it's not as tricky as it seems, but here's the rule. If you receive $30,000 or more in a 12-month period, you have to register for HST. And this amount is before expenses, not afterwards.
So you can also register early if you want to claim back HST on your startup costs, like equipment and renovations, which is a huge bonus because you're doing nothing but spending money and you're getting charged HST on all of these high ticket expenses. So utilize this opportunity for the one period where you may get a refund instead of having to owe HST.
Exactly. So, depending on how fast you're planning to grow, it makes sense to register sooner than later. A couple little things here that if you look at what a legitimate business does, they always charge HST. So why not just get your clients used to charging it right from the get-go? If you are charging HST and you do not have an HST number or you are not remitting HST to the government, it is illegal. So please make sure that you do register your HST and it does get remitted. I think the remittance is once a year for in the very beginning. And then once you hit a certain threshold, then it does either become quarterly or it becomes monthly for your HST remittance. So something just to think about when you are collecting the HST that you do have to pay some of this back.
I think you can also choose there's a certain threshold where you can still choose. So like if quarterly feels like it gets out of control because that's too big of a number and you have to manage holding on to that much money, you can choose monthly. And then that way it's a little bit more bite-sized and a little bit more manageable. You also helps keep you on top of your bookkeeping because you'll need to get that done before the next month.
Yes.
Awesome. So zoning. Okay, last piece, and this one gets missed a lot also. You find a cute space, fall in love with it, but is it zoned for a salon? In Toronto, you need to register for a personal service setting license.
Now, this is crucial. Not every space is legally allowed to host a personal service setting, which is what the salons fall under.
Before you sign a lease, call the city's planning department and ask, is this property zoned for a salon or personal services setting?
And if it's not, don't just assume that you can fix it. You might need a special permission, or even worse, end up wasting time and money on developing your salon when you're not legally allowed to have it in that location.
Key. Very key.
And this might apply more to somebody with a salon in their home than a business, but it's always best to check before you really start investing money into your salon.
Awesome. So final takeaways. Let's do a quick recap before we wrap. Nicole, what did we cover?
All right. So we covered how to choose your business structure, then what to do to register your name, getting a master business license or an article of incorporation, getting your CRA business number, registering for HST, and then making sure that you have checked the zonings before spending any money or even doing half of these things. I would check the zonings first once you have your location.
So this might feel a bit dry, but trust me, it's what lets everything else happen. Once this part is done, you're officially a business owner. Yay!
And next episode, we are taking the next big steps, securing your location, signing your lease, making sure your salon passes the public health inspection, which is scary, but not that scary.
So true. This is where your dreams start to take physical shape. You'll probably want to do a little video of you with your keys dangling in your new empty space. It's awful looking. And we'll help you do it the right way.
So we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Take this knowledge and just keep developing yourself. And hey, we want to hear from you too. Join the conversation using our hashtag #PositiveImagePodcast. Share your thoughts, questions, and success stories. Who knows? We might just feature you on an upcoming episode. Don't keep us a secret. Tag your friends too. Want to keep learning? Check out our show notes. Find us on Instagram at hello.positiveimage and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode filled with inspiration and insights.